Hi, I'm John Hewlett, and today we're here talking with Ida Colleder, who's from Amsterdam in the Netherlands, who's been one of the clients and friends and advocates of the pH Miracle Lifestyle and Alkalinity. And Ida, it's sure nice to have you with us, and you look fantastic.
Thank you.
Last time I saw you several months ago, you were on the way of recovery from lupus. Mm-hmm. Would you like to tell us a little bit about your disease, your diagnosis, and what you've dealt with over the last 10 plus years?
Yes. Well, I was diagnosed with lupus 12 years ago, and well, it's been a really tough road dealing with medications and flare-ups. I was even paralyzed for a couple of months in 2007, right before my wedding. I was in a wheelchair, and it was a very, the last 12 years were just very uncertain and difficult, and it was there was really no hope for the future. So
being paralyzed as being a young, active person must have been a very frightening experience.
It was, yes, it was, because the doctors didn't really know if I would recover and if I would get better. So it was even a couple of months before my wedding. So yeah, it was a weird and difficult time. Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand what lupus is. Would you just give us a brief explanation? Because now you've become quite the expert on lupus, its symptoms, and now treatment that has proven to be effective for you.
Yeah. Well, they tell you that lupus is it's an autoimmune disease where your body attacks its own healthy cells. That's what you're told by the doctors and conventional medicine. But I learned that lupus is actually a symptom from overacidity, and that I need to restore the alkaline design of my body, which I did. I started the pH Miracle program 10 months ago and came off all my medication. And I actually started noticing results within 2 weeks of going on the program. And my skin started to clear up. I had much more energy, and that got better and better during the months in the program.
So you were in for a number of years under very intensive doctor visits, medications. I mean, obviously you were in pain.
A lot of pain.
Tremendous expense.
Yeah.
With prescription drugs and the inconvenience, as well as being literally paralyzed and incapacitated.
Yes.
For a period of time.
Yes.
And through all that, what led you to seek after or look for alternative like the pH Miracle Lifestyle?
I was fed up with the medication and other people deciding for me what to do, what my life is worth, what kind of treatment I should take, and it was also the medication. They were just a way of dealing with your symptoms. You were coping and getting through the day, but it wasn't really a life. I wasn't really living my life, and I just wanted to get my life back.
Do you feel like the paralysis, even being paralyzed, was a side effect of some of the treatments, perhaps?
Perhaps, yes. I mean, I was going through a really bad flare-up at that moment, and they were giving me so much drugs that sometimes it would even seem that it would heighten the symptoms instead of helping it. So I just wanted to get out of that, that whole circle of doing drugs and flaring up and doing drugs and more drugs and flaring up. And, it's just, I needed to change something. Something needed to be changed, yeah.
And your sister and yourself heard about the pH Miracle protocol and lifestyle and actually booked and went to the expense of investing and going to one of the retreats in Italy.
Yes.
That Dr. Young was at. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we already knew about the pH Miracle since 2003, but, I was really young. I didn't really have the discipline to keep it up. And
maybe weren't sick enough to.
Maybe also I wasn't sick enough. Yeah. Yes, I was at a point that this time that I that I could have died. So we went online again and started researching the pH miracle again, and we found out that there was a retreat in Italy, not too long or not too far away. So we signed up and we started the program. And I went into a really bad detox the second week. It was kind of scary because I didn't really know what it was. If it really was a detox, like, we were told and learned by the pH miracle, or if it was me or the lupus flaring up again. But it was either going through that or going back to conventional medicine. So I decided to go through, and I'm glad I did. I came out better.
So during the program that you invested in, it was primarily educational, nutritional,
yes.
colonics, massage, and exercise.
Yes.
And eating proper foods.
Yes.
So that was interesting compared to all the medical treatment you had versus this lifestyle. But yet you now probably understand more fully that when you had been a smoker for almost 20 years, and that you had lived an acidic lifestyle with alcohol and other acidic foods, and that you can now understand perhaps the detoxing that went on, because it wasn't like you probably felt poorly because your body was now responding to all this new green alkaline nutrition coming in. How long did that last during the detox? A couple of days?
No, it lasted a little bit longer. I actually went home with, after the retreat with a really high fever. I think it lasted about 2 weeks, and then it started to get better again. Yeah. And
then from that point in time, then you eventually came to the States and went through some additional training and education and exercise and learned all the cooking and all the extra things. And that's when I first met you about 8 or 9 months ago. Yes. And wow, to see what's happened to you now is just amazing. I would suspect to see you on the Olympics now when you really were even struggling to move, to walk, to function on a daily basis. What has this protocol meant to you in the last 12 months?
It's meant the world. It's a total change, and I got my life back, and I could do whatever I want again, and I got a lot of energy. And it's really fun, actually, the more you learn about it, and the more you learn about the program and eating healthy. People always think there's a lot you can't eat anymore, or like you can't do anymore, but you got to be creative with it, and it's fun. I feel a lot better. I think I even feel better than I ever have before. So it's actually meant the world to us, and hopefully, maybe I can even try to get pregnant and get a baby. So
wow, and that would be exciting.
Yeah, have a baby.
So what has your sister and your husband and other people felt about your commitment and what it's meant to you and to their life by you making the choice for health as opposed to a choice for medication? Well,
first of all, they're all really proud of me, and it's also been a motivation for them to also, choose for their own health and do the program with me. My sister started in Italy. When we came back from Italy and my dad noticed my results, he also started the program. And my husband is also doing not really fully the program yet, but I hope to get him on it as soon as possible. He takes little bits and pieces out of it. So
tell him that if he doesn't, he's not going to be around to enjoy you as long as you'll be around and be healthy.
All right.
That might be good.
I will.
Tell us about your daily diet now, that the daily lifestyle, what you make, what you eat, and how easy that's become now that you've adopted this as a committed lifestyle.
Yeah, well, the daily diet is actually what I've learned here at the ranch and in Italy. I get up in the morning and I make my green juice. Well, first I get up in the morning and I exercise for an hour, which I never did ever. And I'm 35 years old. I never exercised before, but I do now.
A trampoline, low impact.
Yes, I bought the rebounder. I have one at home, so that's the first thing I do every morning. And then I go downstairs and I make my green juice. I drink 2 liters of green juice every day. I make my own almond milk. I have that for breakfast, and for lunch and dinner, I usually make a big salad. And well, we live in the Netherlands, so in the winter times, I try to make something extra besides the salad, to
a warm vegetable
warm
soup or
something like that. Yeah.
That's great.
And a lot of water. I bought the water machine.
The Watermark.
Yeah.
You take that and drink that regularly and faithfully.
Yes, my sister and I both bought the water machine. We need to get one for my dad too. But yeah.
And you found that it isn't inexpensive, but it certainly is less expensive than the acidic lifestyle that you used to have.
Yes.
The cigarettes and the alcohol and the other things. And without the medications, you're obviously contributing to help make a lighter burden on the Netherlands healthcare plan.
Probably.
Not being on all those medications.
Yes, I'm not sure if they like that though, but I'm glad I made that decision. Yeah. Yeah.
What would be your advice to people who have similar autoimmune situations or illnesses that are so frustrated and feeling like they're getting worse instead of better?
My advice would be to get on the protocol. I mean, what have you got to lose, right? And it's eating healthy, exercising, and drinking water. And the only thing you have got to lose is your medication and all the drugs, and finally getting your life back.
So in talking about the lifestyle, the protocol, and the mission of Dr. Young, how important is it, in your opinion, for people to rally for freedom of choice and to help support the alkaline biology and this way of life?
It's extremely important if we want to make sure that, we have the freedom to make our own choices. So I'd like to encourage people to send in their stories and to support Dr. Young, and do whatever you can. Buy products, Watermark machine, anything.
Because it can all help.
Everything can help. Yes.
And it's really important right now.
Yes,
the
especially right now. Yes, because not only for me, but to reflect it on myself. I would like to make sure that I can continue with the protocol and make sure that my life will stay as it is right now.
Because you may have a baby.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your foundation, which is trying to help women with lupus all over the world.
Yes, I have my own foundation called Plum Blossom Foundation, and we are raising awareness for lupus because there are so many people. There are 5 million people worldwide dealing with lupus that they know of, so that are diagnosed. And this has brought so much for me, the pH miracle. I would like to get that out into the world, and hopefully it can help anybody else dealing with the same health challenges.
And you've raised thousands of dollars. You've been very, very proactive, and you're doing a wonderful thing to help people learn and educate them that there are alternatives versus the pain, the hell, and the side effects you went through.
Definitely, there definitely are other options out there, and I hope I am making a difference. Yeah.
Well, you are, and you look magnificent, and I'm so happy for you that you've recovered, that you've gotten your life back, and that the pH miracle has once again brought somebody from really death's door of chronic illness to feeling and having the vitality of life once again, wholeheartedly.
Thank you.